Go NITRO.
It came from Scotland. It involves a huge rock. Today I learned how to play the sport known as chess on ice. But fortunately, I've got one of the best trainers I could ask for. Matt Ring heads game development with arguably some of the best curlers in the world. And I'm getting a masterclass on the rocks. But there's just one catch. They've had half their lives, we have half an hour. Because every athlete has a first day. Here's the place. Here's the legend. Here I am. And my new teacher. I was a goalie for 15 years. But we've never done this before. Experience? Zilch.
How are we feeling?
Live. No clue how to start, less clue how to play. And neither do you when you start out. And that's the point, because every athlete has a first day. And you've just been drafted. The sport of curling dates back as far as the early 16th century, when it was traditionally played outdoors on frozen lochs and ponds. The sport is often referred to as chess on ice, referring to its strategic difficulty. The sport is marked by throwing a rock down the ice and attempting to get as close as possible to a target known as a button. The first curling clubs were formed in Scotland, and during the 19th century, the Scots brought the game with them as they settled around the world. In 1992, curling became recognized by the International Olympic Committee and was granted official medal status for both the men's and women's events, and the first Olympic curling championship was held at the 1998 Olympic Winter Games. Our professor, Matt Ring. Let's see how we do. What's going on here today?
My name's Larry Peterson. I'm the chairman of the host committee for the 2020 Viterra, Scotties, and SaskTel men's tankard. And we are preparing the ice for the event. It starts on Friday, January 24th. We started yesterday, and we put in 5 hours painting the ice white, because yesterday, if you looked at this ice surface, it would have logos for the hockey team and it was a hockey rink. Yesterday we put in another 12 hours to put in all the logos and put in the foams, and today it looks like a curling rink.
So how are the logos put on the ice?
Actually, that's the easy part. It's like a vinyl mesh, and you just sprinkle water. They freeze down, and then you have to sprinkle it over the top, and then after that it just gets flooded.
The process of creating a bumpy surface on the curling rink is known as pebbling. Canisters filled with warm demineralized water are used to sprinkle droplets onto the ice, which then freeze into bumps. In other words, pebbles. Oh, perfect. So it's not even painted.
Nope. The only thing painted are the rings. Like some places use plastic ring that you put down, because, like, for example, if you watch the Grand Slams on TV, they'll have a sponsor on the logo, right? These here are painted in. They actually cut circles in the ice, and then they're painted with paint.
Oh, wow. So how long a process is this from beginning to end to get it all ready?
Well, it takes us roughly 3 days to get it all ready, and time-wise, you're probably looking 12-hour days, so it's quite intensive.
How many people?
Oh, off and on. Like yesterday, we had 12 people pretty much all day.
Oh, wow. For 12 hours.
For 12 hours.
That's a remarkably huge job.
Yes, it is. Well, you know, and you're running on a timeline because, I mean, this has to be ready for, they want like tomorrow night, they want somebody to curl on here because ice, when it's first made, it's, they call it green because it's really slippery. So you like to have a couple of games curled on it so that when you have competitions, the ice is a little bit more broken in.
Curling is unique in a number of ways, from how the ice is prepared right down to how the game is scored. The game is divided into sections, each known as an end, similar to an inning in baseball. Each team makes their plays, which are scored, and then the other team counters.
Basically, the first thing we do when we come into a building is shoot the ice with a laser, so you know anything high, low, whatever, because it's easier to take the Zamboni out and get rid of a high spot than it is to literally have to build up all, you know, the ice to our curling ice has to be perfectly level, absolutely flat. They've been working ahead of us and had their Zamboni out and shaving it, and so when we came in, when we shot it, it was probably 4/16, 5/16 out at worst.
Okay.
So that's not bad. And then we just go out and flood, measure everything out obviously, and do the painting and everything else and transform it into a curling rink. The rink crew here have got it in very good shape. The stones literally run on the top of those pebbles. If you tried to throw a curling rock down a flat sheet of curling ice, you wouldn't get it halfway down there. The curling stones we're using, there's basically two companies that'll supply curling stones right now in the world.
Okay.
These are a K curling stone, and they're actually from Scotland.
Oh, wow.
And there's different granite in them. There's either K's or Canada Curling Stone is the other company that makes excellent curling rocks. And both of them have an insert, which is that. And that right there, they call that the running surface.
Oh, okay.
And that's that little bit, you can feel it.
Okay. So, this is a bit
Just that little bit right there,
this is
it's
a little
about
bit
that
higher.
wide, right?
Oh, wow.
Exactly. That's all that touches the ice. That's the only part of the stone that's what rides on top of those pebbles. That is a different kind of granite, obviously. You can tell by the looks of it, right? Mm-hmm. It's called a blue hone granite, which is, there's not very much of that left, but they just use that. This is our jet ice system here, this setup. And the water is coming through, which, like I said, it's RO water, but it runs through a carbon filter, then into the deionization tanks.
Okay.
And then that's what we use out on the curling surface, whatever. It's just like now when we're flooding, obviously, it's just through the hose and away we go. And when the event is running, when we're up and running, this is our pebble water system.
Okay.
Here, this is where Darren will, just water, it's not a big thing, but you need it, pebble water is heated to, depending on what you want at certain temperatures. You know, it's usually hotter, quite hot sometimes, and that's just what all that is.
And this will go on his back, or?
This will go in the pebble cans, which are here. That's what these are. Basically, it's just a backpack sprayer with a 3/4 inch hose. They're gravity fed, and there would be a pebble head.
Okay, so how do... Oh, the holes are tiny.
Yeah, they're all like different heads have different sizes. That's a 74. Actually, that's not that tiny. You would call that a medium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're like pinholes.
So it goes, basically, you know, it goes on, and then you just go out there, and if you come back, you'll see it.
And how hot is the water going to be for when you're doing this?
It varies. Totally depends on different situations, but Probably a good guess would be 130 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And we do 2 pebbles all the time. You do a base pebble and then a cap.
Oh, okay.
And those are always different temperatures and usually different sizes also. It's just what you find that's working out there, right? So it all affects the curl and the speed. Plus, you have to keep those pebbles out there for the whole game.
Yeah.
And these people are playing 10 games with a half-hour practice. That's the unit we use to scrape the ice. And it's just battery driven.
Okay.
And there's a blade, there's blades for it over there.
Oh, wow.
That goes on the front of that, and that's how the ice is scraped for every draw.
Do you reflood it flat after that, or do you just repebble it after that?
Just repebble it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So that makes sure that they're, I guess. That
You have to get all the old pebble off.
Yeah.
You can't let it build up. So that's what this machine does. It scrapes it down, takes all the old pebble off, and then we go out and start anew again. And yeah.
An ice exfoliator, basically.
It's a very good machine. They're a great machine.
Yeah, all right. Beautiful. Go ahead. Oh, thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. No, it is a nice facility.
It is nice, you know.
Yeah.
All right, we have a very special co-host today, Mayor Walter Strelowski of Melville. Welcome to the show.
Good to be on board. I'm the mayor of the city of Melville, have been mayor for the last 14 years. So when it comes to curling, I've been in this rink, I've been in the other rink, and I enjoy the sport very much, but I am a spectator, so I need some good instruction today.
The right man for the job has come out.
My name's Matt Ring. I work with Curl SAS, or Saskatchewan Curling in the province. And yeah, I'm in charge of kind of the marketing and youth development and getting people out and trying our province's official sport. So it's a fun time, and yeah, I can't wait to get things started. All right, so the first thing we do is, since we've been inside for a good period of time while we're chatting, our feet are still warm. So if we go on the ice right away and start playing as soon as we get on, we tend to leave prints in the ice. And if the rock goes over a print, it kind of, they call it a pick, or it does things we don't want it to do. So what we want to do is just cool our feet first. So we'll get our sliders on, actually. So the trick I tell people is, if you're right-handed or you kick a ball with your right foot, you put the slider on your left foot. So I'm right-handed, but my slider is on my left foot. So it's kind of total opposite of what you might think. So we'll give that a try first. And if it feels uncomfortable, we can always switch as we go, but...
And here I thought the pick was from the corn brooms.
Yeah.
More to the pick than...
A little, yeah, exactly. A little more nowadays without the corn, yeah.
That surprises me, though, that the footprint, you know, and this sort of thing, maybe the warmth.
Yeah, it's one of the small things you don't think of when curling, especially kind of at the high level in a warmer facility like an arena. It might happen more often, but in this cold rink, a lot of them across the province, it doesn't happen too much, but we tend to just...
I did rec curling, but when you talk to the youth, you probably say, first thing, now here's what you do,
yeah,
what you don't do.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So speaking of those first things, oh shoot, it's one of the bands is, I can help you out. Yeah, these are a bit tricky. I'll just pull this.
I should warn you, I'm a bit of a weirdo. When I snowboard, I go right foot forward.
Oh, okay. Well, we can give this a try, and if you want to switch, there's no problem with that. So what we tend to do is we just want to cool our feet. So we want to step on the ice with our grippy foot first. So if you want to do that. Two hands on our broom.
Okay, the grip, 2 hands on the broom.
Yeah, and we'll put our
first
broom on the ice.
Oops, that's not the grippy.
Yeah, that's okay. No, and then we'll slowly bring our slider foot on and put it right on the ice. And then we wanna push with our grippy foot. We don't really ever wanna move our slider foot. We just wanna push. And if you wanna have your broom out in front of you to help you balance, it's a little easier. Yeah, maybe we'll just push all the way to the Melville Chevrolet sign.
Oh my gosh.
It's a bit tricky. You get the hang of it for sure. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we can go back. We're just cooling down our feet. We'll be take it nice and slow. Yeah, nice and slow.
I think I'm gonna have to switch feet.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We can definitely switch if you think it's better to push with the other foot. Yeah. Whatever helps.
To do that.
In the sport of curling, the most important thing is balance.
Oh my god.
So whatever makes you balance the best, that's what we'll shoot for. So if you like to switch it,
Like the streets in our city.
at some points of the winter, yes, it's almost referred to as a curling sheet outside if it's icy. But yeah, feel free to switch feet if you want.
Sorry about that.
Again, yeah, the most important thing in the sport is balance. So whatever makes you balance the
Sliders
best.
I had was the half slider.
Yes.
Is that safer for
Those do work too.
youngster like myself?
Yeah, those can work too. The half sliders that just cover half your foot, so it would be like that. Yeah.
Use that as a brake.
As a break, sometimes, yeah, for sure.
That's
it's
what
definitely-
I'm kind of familiar with, more or less. But
Let's see if that works a little better, Emily.
This is gonna be,
A little,
I didn't think
test
I'd
it out.
face something harder than, yeah, this is a little
better?
little better.
Skates probably make it even a little easier.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, skates would be,
Yeah, no, that's good. Like you said, it kind of, a snowboard stance might help, like you're doing, which works perfectly, yeah. How's that feel? A little better?
feel it on the inside. I can feel it on the inside of my legs.
No, perfect. No, that's good.
The good news is,
Good, yeah. So we'll,
right groin muscle is already buttered up from goaltending, so
perfect.
Quite an experience, isn't it?
yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna grab one quick thing. I just saw it now.
I think they waxed this for us.
Oh, this is something else.
Beautiful colors, aren't they? I love the ring.
Oh, yeah.
This is great.
Perfect, so how are we feeling?
Alive.
Alive? Well, that's a good start.
Exhausted, but it's getting there.
Alive is a good start. How we start the rock before we throw it. So we want to have it set up perfectly. So our out turn, I'll demonstrate with Walter. If you'd like to go down, Walter. We want our wrist always facing out for the out turn. That's my trick. So we have our wrist facing out from our body, and that's how we want to start. So it's kind of like that same handle where handle's pointing to our fingertips. So that's our out turn. Our wrist always faces out, and then which direction do we turn it always?
Counterclockwise.
To the middle.
To the middle?
So our wrist is facing out, and we always turn it to the middle.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be your out turn. So we'll try that to Emily. We'll see. Perfect. So that'd be your out turn. Very nice.
Out.
So Emily, since you're left-handed, this is perfect.
Okay.
Because you were sliding left with your left hand out when we were practicing.
I'm gonna go with ambidextrous.
Perfect. So so with left-handed, your rock is gonna turn the opposite turn, right? But we're still gonna have our wrist facing out from our body.
Like this?
Perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then we tend, with the little kids, we try to envision a clock in their head.
Okay.
So for lefties, for left-handed players, your handle is pointing at what time on the clock?
It's 11.
11 or ish.
Yeah.
We shoot
10,
for 10. Perfect.
Okay.
But since Walter was right-handed,
Okay.
if you were to hold it with your right hand,
Yeah.
for his out turn, it's pointed at what time now?
How about 2?
2 o'clock. So that's kind of the confusion with left-handed players and right-handed players. But always we want to have our wrist facing out. That's the trick.
okay.
And then if you were to throw it to Walter,
Okay.
which way do we always turn the rock?
So
To the middle.
to the middle. So
Yeah.
I would be turning it clockwise this time.
Yes, for you, yeah. Our skips, when you see them on TV, they're holding the broom like this. And you see before they give the target to the shooter at the other end, they tap where they want it. So they tap right here, and then they give the target. So when the thrower throws at the target and turns it the proper way, it'll land where we want it to. There are programs for kids that start at the age of 6 And yeah, the best thing about curling is that any age can play.
Way to go.
Curling does not have smooth ice like you would see in games like hockey, for example. The original form of curling as we know it was actually played outside. The bumps reduce the amount of friction as the stone slides over the ice surface, allowing the rock to travel further. This is one of the holdovers from the original version of the game because it was played on a frozen pond. If you've ever skated on a canal or pond, it's not perfect ice. That friction is crucial. The word curling itself comes from the Celt language word curl, which happens to describe the motion of the rock when thrown. Only on Go Nitro. The show doesn't end here. Visit us online for your fix at gonitro.tv. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can tweet us on Twitter.
Go Nitro Access is brought to you by Melville, Saskatchewan. It's bigger on the inside. Aviva Canada.
Salon services for Go Nitro provided by ID Hair Studio. Hair for who you really are.
Don't fit in. Stand out with black chrome.